name is Katrin, and I'm here together with Tiago and Kirsten. And together, we are inviting you to join us for our next retreat called Awaken Yourself. And it's running in November here in lovely Portugal. Now, we wanted to take a moment to speak a little bit to that title, Awaken Yourself. As we wondered, whether you might be wondering what that actually means. And the beauty of this collaboration between myself and Tiago and Kirsten is that we actually take quite different perspectives on things. We come from different modalities. So we want to offer also here now are different kind of views on it. In my whole kind of time of working with the body or working in this space, it's always been about the body, about coming into the body, through the body, with the body. That's my way in, always has been my way in. So when I think of awaken yourself, to me, that's an exploration of how can I find the steadiness in my physical self? How can I find my way back into a felt access, literally that sort of true self of who I am in my felt sense? That's really like my midline. So I think about my practices of how I can really foster that sense of my midline, and as part of that would be how I relate to the ground and to gravity and to the whole world around me, just as much, because that's kind of how I relate out also then refers to how I relate back into my center, and to recognize and inquire into all of my various holding patterns and habits and tensions that I have in the body that keep me from being fully in my center and in my midline. And then maybe exploring ways of how I might let go of those or release those or transform them or change them or rewrite them, all in the aid of really coming into that midline. Yeah, that would probably be most of my exploration that I want to offer in that in this context. Over to you, Tiago.
Mm.
What's your
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so first of all, this is really just an invitation for you to know a little more about the program that we've been preparing for the next retreat in November. And the name came a little bit, so we're doing some brainstorming about the title, and it just came because I think all of our work, or the work of the three of us, it comes in the direction to this, like, in different ways, as you were saying, Catherine, and in our complementary ways. So you can work through the body, as you're saying. I might work through a little bit of the Indian philosophy and the Vedanta and all of that. It's a moment to during that weekend to stay tuned a little bit about what do you feel really about yourself. So it's really awakening yourself. It's not any kind of mystery promise or something like that. So it's really something very, very feet in the ground and everything. But to have the time and the opportunity and the space, also the time and the space to do some inquiring about how am I taking my life, what are the things that I'm choosing to do or choosing not to do? What are the maybe the masks that I'm using during my life that I might not need to use them, So bottom line for me, and the things that I would like to explore during the weekend, it's to put away, or at least to try to put away some of those masks and to see the simple person that I am. Where is that simple person that I am, And if I can have a clue or to have any idea about that simple person that I am, how it is to feel that person, instead of all the roles that we have in our life, the role of teacher, the role of a father, the role of a children, whatever, all the roles. So during the weekend, it's putting away a little bit all of those roles. And if you take all of those roles that you have in your life, what is left? So I think it's going to be a quest and a search. There is a book like it's really the search inside yourself. So it's somehow something like that to try to during the weekend to search a little bit inside yourself, to put away some things and to see what is there, what is left when you put away some things, and hopefully everybody at the end will have a more clear idea at least about what are, even if it's not a clear idea about who I am, because it seems like it's a big quest or a big sentence. Who I am this. Even if you don't have at the end, I am this. At least to have a more clear idea about what do I want to choose to do in my life. The things that I want to say yes, and the things that I want to say no. Okay. And if you could achieve that at the end of the retreat and at the end of the weekend, would be already amazing. So I think this is going to be a little bit of my work as well with you. Thank you, Kirsten.
Thanks. Appreciate it. And I love that. I love how, Katrin, you're coming from a body standpoint and really that center line and that centering, and that can be physical, mental, emotional, right? There's a lot that can be. And then Tiago coming in to a space of, how are you living your life? How are you leaning into things? How are you not leaning into things and stepping into how you're showing up? And for me, awakening yourself is about remembering, right? Remembering who you are through sensations of familiarity. So in today's world, I feel like we can lose ourselves so quickly in the hustle and bustle of what we're told we are supposed to be doing, right? But if we slow down, and I think, Tiago, you were kind of talking about this, and Katrin too, slowing down, listening to what our body needs and really wants in the present moment, and also possibly into the future and how we're showing up for that, for ourselves. And really, we as humans begin to remember what it feels like to be curious and brave and connected to not only our own authentic selves, which again can be a big ask, but also to nature and to each other. So it's a remembering of who we are as individuals and who we are as community for me, and our shared human experience in that, and the humbleness and the empowerment that can come from this remembering, and really working into that space and being curious about it and seeing what works for us and what doesn't. And so all of the practices that I'm hoping to bring forward in this retreat touch upon our community aspect of self, and sort of this, and not either or, but this and that can come together between how we feel individually and then how that connection can actually come together for all of us. So yeah.
Amazing. Yes. I think all three of us are pretty excited, as we love working together and we love exploring these topics together, as we always love learning from each other and kind of diving into these for ourselves just as much as for our retreat participants. And so check out the information. It's all on our website, awakeningresiliency.com. The retreat will run from the 9th to the 12th of November at Tiago's beautiful place, Casa de Limoeiro, which is only about 15 minutes outside of Lisbon. So it's super easy to get us all there. It's a beautiful home, really, a home away from home, in a small village set amongst the rolling hills of Alenquerns, surrounded by the vineyards. Really gorgeous landscape, really great way to undo and dive in, be out and connected with nature. So hopefully we'll see some of you there. We would absolutely love it.